Have you ever wondered what it's like not to have a family at one of the most family oriented? Have you ever wondered what it's like to not have a family at one of the most family oriented times of the year? Yeah, Christmas time is usually about family traditions and meeting up with family and celebrating with your loved ones. But not all of us have that. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in today's Vlogmas vlog. All right, so it's day 7 of Vlogmas. I have an old coffee from a couple of days ago. I have not been opening any of my advent calendars, and that got me thinking about what I wanted to talk about today for day 7. And I also haven't been uploading any of my Vlogmas content, and that's really because I've been in a bad place lately. I've been in this funk, and I'm not doing this video for sympathy. I'm just kind of putting it out there. I'm being authentic, and I'm telling you, where I've been and what's been going on. As I said in the opening here, I do not have a family. My mom died in 2021 in the summer, and I have been on my own since then. I've not had a family. I have some, cousins and people I don't know that very well. My dad was an a-hole, and I'll put that right out. And I am more than willing to tell you that he was and I met the man 3 times in my life. First time was when I was 8 years old. It also had to do with Christmas, and it traumatized me a little bit about putting up Christmas trees. It's a long, involved story, but yeah. So I never knew him. I never knew any of his family. Um, I grew up as a kid. Christmases were pretty good. My grandmother and my great grandparents, her parents, were central to my life, my young, very early life, and she was married to another man. It was not my grandfather at the time when I was really young. And I remember him coming to Christmas dinners a couple of times. We always had it at my mom's house, and that was normal. I had normal Christmas when I was very young, and then after the great grandparents passed, my great grandmother died in 1983, and my great grandfather died in 1985. Um, and then my grandmother died in 99. She had a stroke and an aneurysm, actually. So after that, it was just me and my mom until she passed away. So it was like 21 years. It was just me and my mom. And so we had a few traditions. She I don't know how long ago it was, but I found out that there was this giant life-size nutcracker display in Steubenville, Ohio, and my mom loved nutcrackers, so I started taking her up there for her birthday because her birthday was in December, December 14th, and usually like the weekend before that was when they always had like Father Christmas would make his appearance, his arrival, and I always loved going to that because it was just he was in full regalia and it was beautiful. Um, so that became our tradition. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that in 2020 because she was not doing well at that point, and of course the whole COVID thing. But I kind of at that point, 2020, realized that that was probably going to be our last Christmas together, and it was. Um, she had ovarian cancer. It was her second bout with it, and at that point, I knew that she probably wasn't going to beat it, and unfortunately, she didn't. Um, so since 2021, I've been what you would call an adult orphan. I have never been married and I don't have children. So I am, just me. I have a friend who's closest thing I have to a significant other, and for the past 8 or 9 years I've spent Christmas Eves with his family. He's also never been married and doesn't have any children, so it's usually just him and his mom and dad. Um, there's some family issues that he does have a half brother, but issues. Um, so it's been a very, very, very tiny circle. Um, and it's been shrinking and shrinking and shrinking for decades. So this year, well, last year actually was the first year that I really had a, because I think 2021, when my mom died that Christmas, I expected, it was going to just be, uh, you know, it was just going to be rough. And I expected that. And I knew that. And it was. Last year, I was hoping would be a little bit better, or 2022 was going to be a little bit better. And I think that's why I started Vlogmas the first time, hoping to start my own kind of tradition, which I failed miserably at. And I also was in a new town, and I was in a strange place, and I didn't like it. And there were just a lot of things going on. So last year I was here. I had moved closer to my friend. I got a fantastic job, and I thought maybe it would be better, but again, it wasn't. And even though last year, I found an Asian restaurant that was really good for Christmas, because my mom and I used to always go, well, not always, but in our last maybe 10 years, started going to have Christmas dinner Christmas dinner at a Chinese restaurant. And that was our thing. We started doing that. So last year I thought, well, let me try that and see how that works. It was okay. The restaurant was phenomenal, but it just didn't feel right. Um, yeah, so I've got my Christmas tree up now, but again, it just doesn't feel right. And I miss a lot of the stuff that I had as a kid, and the Christmases that we would pull out at every year. I always got to see that. And that's still at my mom's house. And I don't know that I'm ever going to get that stuff out ever again. So yeah, so what is it like to be an adult orphan at Christmas? Well, for me, it's been really rough in the past 2 years, 3 years. This year's been, I was really jazzed about Christmas earlier this in November. And I was disappointed that Thanksgiving was going to be so late. And I don't know if that's what delayed me. I just was kept putting off. I can't do Christmas yet. I can't do Christmas until Thanksgiving is over. And then I got into where I put it off so much that at that point I got kind of out of my mojo, kind of went kaput. It could also be the weather. The weather has changed here since probably Thanksgiving. It's gone downhill, and the weather's just been ugh. And I don't know if that's part of my apathy toward Christmas this year, but I have really been struggling. And like I said, I'm not doing this video for sympathy or for woe is me or whatever. I'm just saying, you know, I wanted to do Vlogmas, but I'm at the point now that I don't know what I'm going to do, because Christmas just isn't the same for me anymore. And I don't know how to rekindle that. Even though I was really excited about a month ago, I was very excited about Christmas. I started crocheting ornaments. I started getting excited and thinking about what I was going to do, and thinking about Vlogmas and decorating. And as you can see, I haven't decorated much. I put up my Christmas tree. It has no decorations on it. Well, it has two decorations. I had one crocheted thing that I made, and Max from The Grinch, I bought an ornament at Hobby Lobby, and that's been it. Um, so this year has been rough, and I don't know where that's coming from. So for me now, Christmas is rough. It's not what it used to be, and yeah. So that's kind of a little bit about what's going on. I'm trying to do some new things that are maybe new traditions, like the crocheting items, or just do things that are different this year, to maybe something will click. But I think that's probably the most important thing, is trying to think of things that I can do that'll be new traditions for me, that are just my traditions. not that I'm going to go to Chinese dinner and I'm going to miss my mom, or, go to Steubenville and not, she's not going to be with me. So for me right now, it's trying to find those new traditions, and I haven't found it yet. And maybe that's why I'm having the funk. I was hoping Vlogmas might be that, but unless I can get my button gear, I don't think Vlogmas is going to be the thing for me. Um, but so that's what it's like for me right now. It's not pleasant. It's not fun. I try to make the best of it. I am try to be a positive person for the most part. I am a positive person, um, and a pretty upbeat person. Even though I've had some pretty crappy things happen to me in my life, I've always been um, a bubbly person. I used to hate that when people would say how bubbly I was, especially in my teens and 20s when I was all goth and everything. I was like, I can't be bubbly goth. But there are bubbly goths, and I am one of them. So I try not to let things get me down. There are times when things do, and something like this is just going to happen. But I try not to wallow in it, and I think that's probably one of my outlooks on things is try not to wallow in it. So, in a week or in maybe tomorrow, I get over this funk. We had some sunshine today. Maybe we have some sunshine tomorrow. Temperatures are supposed to warm up a little bit next week. So I could possibly be out of the funk and totally Christmasized everything in my house. Um, who knows? But it's a struggle. If you are, without a family, I'm not going to lie. It's not easy. So for the most part, it's not easy. I think part of it, the majority is your mindset and how you handle it. And I try my best to have a positive mindset, about everything in life. And this is one area though it's difficult because you don't have a support system. And like I said, I'm missing those family Christmases that I did have, and I really wanted that. When I was in my 20s and 30s, I was fully expecting to get married and have family and be able to create that for my children, and it never happened. I never was fortunate enough to meet someone that wanted to marry me and have children with. So I missed out on all of that. Um, so I didn't get to create my own traditions with my own family. And perhaps that's what I'm regretting and mourning now, that I don't, the fact that, yeah, my mom is gone, but if I had had family of my own, I would have my own traditions by this point in my life and be starting new ones, with either the kids coming home for college or they getting married and having children. So I'm not in the proper place where I should be, for this point in my life. And trying to create perfect Vlogmas Christmases, just it ain't going to happen because my life is not perfect. It's far from it. So anyway, I'm starting to ramble. I just wanted to let you know that part of my ups and downs of Vlogmas is that part of it is some seasonal affective disorder, which I want to talk about in another video, which I had planned to talk about on Vlogmas. So I hope you stick around, and hopefully Vlogmas will get back on track now that I've got this video up and ready to go. So thanks for watching. Keep with the Advent coffee. This today is chocolate cherry. Does not taste like chocolate or cherry. It's okay, but some of these coffees have not been hits. So I'll probably give it a full review once I've gotten through all of the flavors. So anyway, hope to see you. And if you want to continue with me on my crazy journey, hit that subscribe button and see how it comes. I know I said I don't like asking, and I don't like asking, but I have to ask this time. So see you around. Bye.